Hey y'all, welcome back to Wujun Tank Tips. This is the follow-up video to the Dusk Temple Twilight video. This one we go over our run in Nightfall. As an added bonus, there are 2 single-use redeem codes within the video, spread out, so keep your eyes open for them. Also, please leave me a comment below with any suggestions of content you would like to see in the future. And let's get to it. And here we go. So first thing I wanted to mention right off the bat is if you have a guild party of at least 4 members in the same guild, you do get a luck bonus for any dungeon or instance that you're in. In this particular group, we had 3 archers, 2 tanks, and a cleric, which is not the standard model, but I'm going to try to make it work here. This was actually my second run through Nightfall, and I just got asked by Venus to go ahead and tank this one as well. I was going to let Silence do it because him, like we both love to tank and we both hate doing the DPS, but since he is the bigger one of us, then he's going to be definitely able to do more damage than I am. So I have no problem taking over as main tank for this one. So this also will make the second run that I was main tank for. Even though I'm a little bit under the recommended power at a little over 150k for this run. Since I'm switching to tanking instead of doing DPS, I need to swap out my pets. I have an Earthshaker for dealing damage and a Bit for tanking. I do have them set up a little bit unusually. I have my Earthshaker set to all Dex, since Dex does give you physical attack, but it does also give you evasion and extra hit. And I have my Bit set to all vitality and no strength. The primary reason for that being Bit's healing ability is directly based on vitality. Now, one difference here between Nightfall and Twilight is these magic wrestlers' ability is Reign of the Destroyer, which continues to deal damage in the area of effect that it targets. You'll see that clearly here with this particular wrestler in just a moment. There it is, Reign of the Destroyer. There's the target area, and it keeps dealing damage for a little while, so you need to avoid that area until the effect is done. And we're going to fast forward to the first boss here. One thing I want to point out right away is my current hit points, which is 51,880. And the reason I'm showing you this is because I'm going to be showing you the effect of the curse that it casts on you. What it does is it reduces your maximum amount of hit points. And the longer the curse is on you, the more it reduces your maximum hit points over time. And every time it refreshes. So I'm cursed right now. There's a point where, there we go, Venus cured it for me, and I'm back up to 51,880, but you'll see me get cursed again, and you'll see my max hit points continue to drop over time here. One thing about handling this boss is I will normally keep it in the center and try to keep its curse effect pointed away from the rest of the party. And when the ads come from the Requiem skill, as soon as they die, they pop up the underworld hands that you can see there. The boss casts the Requiem skill twice, so there will be 2 sets of ads. And as you can see, that curse is starting to take a toll on my hit point total, down to 36,000 max right now. In fact, this curse is going to end up being my demise here shortly. In addition to the ads and the curse skill, it does also have the Hell's Gate skill, which pulls your entire party towards the gate of hell. There it is. And if any of those underworld hands are between you and the gate, then you automatically get hit by it. And that's actually what kills me here. That curse reduced my max hit point total down to 29,000, and I get wrecked by the underworld hands. So in hindsight, what I should have done is, as soon as that second set of adds was dead, I should have pulled the boss over to the side, right to the wall. In this case, having a second tank was a group lifesaver. Silence immediately pulled aggro and held it, and they finished off the boss, even though I was dead. So, lesson learned, pull the boss over to the wall. So don't do what I did, and don't stand on the underworld hands, because they will kill you. Heading into the dreaded second boss, he's very similar to the previous versions of him, but with this one, make sure that you have your dancing shoes on. And the reason I say that is because with his reaping skill, now he spawns 2 copies of himself, so you have 3 areas of effect to avoid. If you get caught in one of those reaping areas of effect, it gives you a healing down, which reduces the effectiveness of any heals on you, and that can definitely spell doom for you as a tank and your entire party. The demon summons are the same as they were before, and once again I suggest taking out the water demon first, and also interrupting that revivify skill by the wood demon, because that means that he's in the process of healing the boss. And now you see why I say to take out the water demon first. That water trap basically takes you out of the fight until either the water demon is dead or the water trap itself is taken out by the rest of your party, since it can actually be targeted. And once again, the Devil's Energy Orb, the plan is the same as before. Once you see who's targeted and where the area of effect is, try to have the rest of your party all go to that person, and it will share the damage. That is the plan until the last orb before he rages. If the boss rages, that one you want whoever has it to go ahead and run away from the rest of the party, or it can wipe out the entire group. As a side note for clerics, Venus here is doing a great job keeping everybody alive. The combination of using Plume Shell and stacking 3 Iron Hearts on your tank will definitely keep them around much longer. And for the second batch of demon summons, which we'll see here in a second, the first one to target, in my opinion, is the Fire Demon. It has a pretty nasty scorch effect that will put some serious strain on your healer. And obviously, if you ever see anything targeting your healer, immediately attack it. And try to peel and get all of the adds off of your healer and any of your other party members. And if you watch the party hit points bar here, you will get to see the scorch effect by that fire demon, and watch how quickly it drops all of our health. Only 30 seconds left until the boss becomes enraged, but I know that it's close, so I'm focusing on trying to take out the adds real quick so we can all focus back on the boss and take him out. I mentioned it in the previous video, but keeping that Devour skill going to debuff the physical defense of the boss is extremely helpful. With 3 archers and a barb as the DPS doing all physical damage, that debuff makes a huge difference. So much so that we were able to kill it before it raged. And as we get to the third and final boss here, he is pretty much exactly the same as the previous 2. Not too much change. Run in, grab aggro, and drag him right back here to the center. So then that way your entire party can keep attacking him and still avoid the Ragnarok skill. And as before, have your DPS go ahead and take out the adds that spawn, just to avoid those little blazing wing skills. And try to keep your Fury Swipe ready so you can interrupt that draw energy. my suggestion is to designate at least one person as the crystal runner to go ahead and block that pool of fate effect. As before with this skill, if you are outside of that dome, it will one-shot you. And as a side note here, this flame impact, while this pool of fate is going, it's hard to see where the area of effect is, and it is pretty wide. And it does a lot of damage. I don't know if you noticed, but End Life was in that area of effect when it hit, and it almost wiped him out. So just keep that in mind. Give that skill a wide berth if you can't see it because of the pool of fate. You'll get to see it a little bit more clearly here how big that area of effect is. Right there. So make sure you stay out of it. Other than that, the third boss is still pretty easy as before. And there he goes, and he's down. And there's our second successful run on Nightfall. And it's primarily from having a good, experienced team that work together well. And oh, look at this. And as you can see, we had a very solid team, with me being the smallest. And aside from that one fatal mistake with the first boss, I was pretty proud of that run. And thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment below or even message me in-game. I'm on US 1. Have a great day and happy hunting.